Hey, what's up, Productivity Junkies? Darren Persinger here, and I'm joined today by Chris Smith. You guys know him also as Tech Savvy Agent. What's up on the East Coast there, Chris?
Not much, dude. Just having a beautiful Monday.
Yeah, show everyone your Twitter
Yeah,
mug. I love
of
that thing.
course. I technically, this was not intentional, but I think we could call that a Twitter mug, huh?
Man, you're all over the social media stuff, even drinking your caffeine out of a Twitter mug. That's pretty cool. Chris, let's talk about some cool stuff that you have going on. Productivity Junkies, we love you because technology makes life easier, more efficient, more effective if it's used correctly, and you give us some awesome tools and gadgets, but you have this new project that you're working on that's going to make it even easier for us to consume some of this information. What are you doing right now?
Well, I've been at this over a year now, and I got a lot of good data and just all kinds of feedback and ideas. And so what I figured out is that, the bite-sized approach, quick, big pictures, videos, 2 minutes, in and out. Hey, thanks for your great info today. But that becomes a little challenging for me, because I'm on the road all the time. Like, just like agents always say, they don't have time to blog. They don't have time, hey, it's somewhat of a valid excuse when you're super busy, which is always, a blessing, of course. But so what I've decided to do is have a new web show called The Queue, and I kind of like Netflix,
Right.
you can put things into the queue and then it sends it to you when it's time. So what I'm doing is I'm using Evernote on my iPhone, which syncs up with all my devices. And every time I have a thought to write a post, instead of writing the post, I put it into the Evernote, and now that's kind of in the queue. And then weekly, I'm going to do a bit more well-produced show called The Queue, where I'll cover maybe 5 to 7 topics, kind of bullet point style, and give people kind of their weekly list of apps to check out, strategies to consider, websites to spend some time on, and the feedback after the first week was really great.
So seems to be kind of born out of necessity, since you can't necessarily create content every day. You're just kind of storing notes along the way, and then when you have an hour or two to really sit down and produce this show, create this content, that's when you're doing it. Is that what's going on?
That's basically it, man. I mean, I can film these things from anywhere, and I could still put up content daily. And it's not like this will be the only thing I publish each week. I mean, like last week we had 3 other things, and we get a lot of people that want to write for us. And Suzanne does a great job, and Steve throws some stuff in. And like today, like Dan Keller, your guy, he wanted to help write something about Craigslist spam. So I'm not looking at this like we're doing one thing a week only,
Right.
but I do think that the quality of the content on the internet is more important than ever. And it's one thing to, put all the, hey, keep it short and keep it simple and that's almost like a crutch for the fact that it's not engaging. Keep it under a minute. Well, yeah, because no one could stand watching you for more than that. That's kind of what people are saying. So, I guess, should agents do this? I guess we could talk about that, right?
Yeah, I think that's a interesting conversation to have, because I've said that in the past, that you need to keep it short and sweet, create content on a daily basis, make that part of your regular lead generation routine every day. So do you think this is a route that real estate agents could go with their content creation, their blogging, so to speak, online?
So like a weekly web show?
A weekly web show,
15 minutes?
longer content,
Yeah.
yeah, something like that, versus doing a 2-minute video or a 300-word blog every single day. Do you think
Yeah.
there's room for them to do something like this?
To be honest, Darren, no. I mean, just with, and that would be for like 97% of the agents. It's very difficult to be even mildly engaging and charming and, all the things that have to happen. Your content has to be like super A plus, right? Like half the people aren't even watching this anymore. You know what I'm saying? So you really have to 1,000% be committed to doing it either way. But my advice, and you're a coach, and I agree with it, is a little bit daily is going to be, number one, a little easier for me to get my head around to putting it in daily. And then number two, from like an SEO and like a keyword perspective,
Yeah.
for an agent that's looking to, use that for lead gen, that's a big deal to have. So if I have a post today with episode number two, there's 5 topics and those are tagged and those topics are in there. But the power of those being 5 separate topics from Google's perspective would have been much better. But I don't care about SEO, dude.
Right.
That's
I know that
not
about you.
yeah. So I'm not writing my content for that. So for agents, I would say keep it short, keep it simple, big pictures, videos. Like if anybody wants to watch episode number 1 of the Q, you could link that up below.
Okay.
I did a segment called Real Estate Porn, and that was from a session at Inman. And I think that is the approach I would take. And it's every day, but it's like one big sexy picture of real estate,
Yeah.
one paragraph, right? And then move on. So I'm not, I know a lot of people follow me and kind of want to adapt some of the ideas that I'm leveraging. I just want to put it out there. I don't know that a 15-minute web show weekly is the right strategy.
I love it. Okay. I appreciate you being candid about that. Let's talk about this real quickly, though. Because you talked about that you don't care about SEO, and I know that about you. I do care about SEO, and I like your thinking that shareability, though, is just as powerful as SEO. So when I sit down to write a blog post or make a video, it needs to fall in one of those 2 categories. If I can't figure out how to get the right keywords, then my perspective immediately shifts to, okay, is this sucker going to be shareable? Can I make the headline interesting enough that people are going to want to retweet it, that people are going to want to Facebook share it? Can I make it some sort of cool metaphor that people will latch onto? Can real estate agents do that? Is there a shareability factor for real estate agents?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it just seems like a lot of agents, I don't know what it is, but they just don't seem to get a lot of that interaction, and they don't have this huge kind of Dale Chumley sized tribe to give their content to. So if in that case, I'd be really hyper conscious of SEO,
Okay.
Like if I'm only writing, I'm getting like 30 people to read what I write.
Right.
If I'm in that boat, which that is the boat for about probably 90, so if you're in the boat where only 30 people are writing it, you absolutely want to make sure that somebody that doesn't know you, that goes to Google, that types in homes for sale in East Orlando, boom. You want them to be able to find you. I agree, though. Like for me and for you, our content needs to be shareable. When we hit publish and it goes out to Facebook and Twitter, we know that if it's good, it'll go pretty far.
Right.
If it's not, it won't. So I think you get a little bit more of an immediate kind of a gauge with social, because it's letting you know immediately. Like I can look at my last 2 posts, and one of them has 270 shares. One of them has 30. Like this one wasn't that good, right? I mean, but I like getting that data because that just keeps me sharp,
But don't you think real estate agents, this is something that I've talked to real estate agents all the time before. I think you were in Portland when Garen and I were talking about this, that if real estate agents started creating content more for their sphere, then maybe the shareability factor would be there. But so many times they just launch into, I got to figure out this keyword and this SEO thing, but their business is all coming from their sphere. So why don't they create content around their sphere first that they would find valuable and start from that point? What do you think about that?
Dude, that's exactly the concept of real estate porn. That's why I fell in love with that idea at Inman, because I don't need to if I'm in your sphere, agent, your content for your sphere that's shareable. You do a write-up about, Tiger Woods. You do a post about the aerial photos of the accident scene, and you do like a Google map overhead shot of Tiger's home in Windermere in Orlando. But you live in Seattle, right?
Right.
Trust me, dude. People in Seattle love that stuff, right? So that was kind of the concept of anybody in any market, middle America, if they'll grab the picture of Madonna's bathroom and they put that in the headline, look at Madonna's bathroom, that gets shared, dude. And my concept with that is top of mind. If you want people to think of real estate and think of you, that is an option. They might not think of you as the hyper local expert that knows, Andover Lakes for the last 20 years. I don't think people care anymore. I think people are more interested in big pictures and short narrative and consistency. And I don't think it would be that hard to take over because so few agents do anything, right?
Well, one of the things I share with the Productivity Junkies and my clients is you need to have, especially in this day and age, you need to have mind share before you can get market share.
Brilliant. I won't even add to that.
All right. So how can people check out the Q? You're going on to your only your second episode now. So
yeah.
Do they just find it on Tech Savvy Agent, or is there a special domain name that they can go check this out at?
Yeah, well, that's a great idea. Hopefully I'll get that up soon.
All right.
Kind of give it its own home on the web. But for now, I have kind of a strategy. So as soon as I hit publish and the post is live, and remember, I'm putting like a decent amount of production value, and I'm kind of editing it on the backside, which not my favorite stuff to do, but I know it's going to be quality. So as soon as I hit publish, I'm just going to absolutely dump it on everybody. So it's going to get emailed out. So if you're on our email list, you'll get it first.
Okay.
So you can go to our website, techsavvyagent.com. There's a big green box right in the top corner, and that'll get you to where you're getting it emailed out to you first. Then as soon as I email it, I'm going to take it to Facebook and take it to Twitter and get it out through there as well. But, the email's a little safer. That's definitely going to go into your inbox. You might not be on Facebook, at
Right.
3 o'clock later today. And the other thing I think with this concept, Darren, for the age, that 3% of agents that can pull it off, what's great about it is if you're not putting out content all the time, I can't put out content every day and say, please share. That's just wouldn't be,
Sure.
That would just be stupid. So what I like about doing a little bit less content, but knowing that it's A+, yeah, when it's done, I'm going to go to you and go to John and go to Realtor Marketer and go to Michael McClure, and I'm going to ask everybody that one day a week, hey, I just got the new episode up. Please retweet it. Please share it. It's some of my best work. So
Right.
That's kind of my strategy is just get it through email, get it through Twitter and Facebook, and then go to some of the influencers that I have good relationships with and see if they can help me push it a little harder.
Nice. So is it going to be a specific day that the episode will always come out, or is that another reason why they should get on your email list so that they'll get it no matter what day it comes out?
I mean, I do have a goal. My goal is every Monday, and my goal was going to be like every Monday at about 2 p.m.
Okay.
But for me, again, like there's sometimes, Darren, where I'll have a trade show that's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So, by Monday, it's the last thing I'm thinking about. The other thing is I'm taking the Q on the road. So at Agent Reboot, we'll film an episode live. Keller Williams, Coldwell Banker, I'm going to be doing some of the episodes from the road. But, yeah, Monday. The goal is Monday, every Monday.
All right.
Around 2 p.m. But, yeah, if they're on the email list, they'll get it when it's live. Go back and watch episode number 1. The format couldn't have been better, and I think it's one of those things where hey, I'm going to say it. I don't know. Is there a weekly web show about real estate, technology, and social media? I just don't know that there is. So I guess we could call the Q the first of its kind, and the data that I'm looking at from week 1, it makes too much sense not to push it.
Fantastic. All right, so go and check out techsavvyagent.com to find out Chris's new webisode program called The Q. Chris, any last thoughts for the Productivity Junkies and everyone else out there?
Not at all, man. I love what you're doing, Darren. You know that. Keep doing what you're doing. And, I think last year, kind of 2010, was a little bit more about just learning and trying things. And, man, I did radio and I wrote a lot and I did a lot of video, did a lot of how-tos, did a lot of screen captures. I think 2011, you and I both, and hopefully the agents as well, are really starting to get kind of 201, 301,
Yep.
really understanding this whole kind of challenge that is web marketing. So I love what you're doing, and, we're good friends. So thanks for helping me promote this, bro.
You bet, man. I'm looking forward to the Q, man. So techsavvyagent.com. Chris, thanks for having coffee with me this morning. I'll have to go find one of those Twitter mugs.
Yes. Tweet. I might have to sell these on TSA.
I like it. All right, see you, man.
Dude. Thanks, bud.